Hello, this is DerTebbers, and this is your Flight Simulator X Mod Spotlight. Welcome aboard and welcome to Eniwataka Atoll here in the beautiful Marshall Islands. And we are in our P-38 Lightning. Wonderful, wonderful looking aircraft. Big old aircraft. One of the bigger combat aircrafts of bigger fighters of World War II. Technically, the P-61 was sort of a fighter bomber. If I can find a P-61, I'll do P-61 as well. Anyway, let's talk about our P-38 Lightning. She is powered by two Allison V1710, 111 or 113 V12 turbo supercharged engines producing 1,725 horsepower each. In fact, if you look at my mouse, right there is where you got the turbo supercharger equipment, right in that general area, and then you've got intakes back here. That actually made her very quiet. She was one of the quieter fighters because of the way the turbo supercharger exhausted. So she was a nice quiet aircraft. She was actually called the Fork-tailed Devil by Luftwaffe pilots, and two planes, one pilot by the Japanese. And very quickly the Luftwaffe learned a head-on attack on a P-38, really bad idea. Because you're staring down the barrel of four M2 50 caliber machine guns and one Hispano 20mm cannon. And I actually have a 50 caliber round, an old 50 cal round. Those things are huge, and I have held a 20mm round as well. Those things are even worse. So you get hit by this aircraft, you're going down. It's just going to buzzsaw your plane, and that was very true. This aircraft actually was one of the very first to go above 400 miles an hour. It had a maximum speed on emergency war power, 443 miles an hour. Quite the aircraft. Inside our cockpit, it looks very nice. I did find the zoom out key. Thank you everyone who told me what the zoom out key was. Let's open up our cockpit, because the cockpit actually opens interestingly. Now, I didn't model all of it, but the top opens up like that, and then the sides fold down, making for a more interesting entry-exit than perhaps you're accustomed to in World War II aircraft. You always think of the guys sliding the canopy closed. Well, it was a little bit different with the P-38. Another danger of the P-38, see that rear boom right there, where my big elevator is? What happens if you bail out? Well, there's the chance you could be cut in half by the tail of your aircraft. Not pleasant, not pleasant. So the solution was simple. Don't get shot down. The P-38 was used very effectively. Now, it is a very big fighter. When you compare it, and again, this is one of those where I wish I could get two aircrafts into Flight Simulator. Compare it to the Zeros, the Mitsubishi Zero. This is huge compared to those. So let's go ahead and take to the sky. We'll talk a little bit more about the P-38 when we take to the sky. Everything looks set and good, so let's go. Oh, look at, you can hear the turbo superchargers kicked in. Oh, that's nice. When this aircraft was designed, the design requirements actually gave extra points for tricycle landing gear. We're going to back off the throttle because we don't want to do anything silly. Look at that. Right up in there. Now, one of the nice things about those turbo superchargers, where aircraft without the turbo superchargers had limited altitude range. The P-38, with her two big turbo supercharged engines, could go up and dance with the bombers up at 20,000 to 30,000 feet. So they should be cruising up with the bombers, and the enemy can't get up there. And then she's big and heavy. So when you want to make a diving attack, well, there you go. Big, heavy fighter plane can make a diving attack that can just decimate the enemy. She was a very, very effective aircraft in the right hands. But in the wrong hands, she could be not so effective. She's big. She's heavy. She can't get in a turning fight with a Zero. Not necessarily easily. Now, it's harder for me right now because I have one throttle to control both engines. But some P-38 pilots, in fact some high aces P-38, learned that you could logically reach over here. You got to make a quick right turn, right? Let's make a left turn. That's my mixture control. That's my cow flaps. Where is it? Propeller. Oh, the big red ones. Fire that all the way up, pull that all the way back, and turn. Well, what am I going to do? I'm going to turn tight because my engines are off and they're pushing me around in the right direction. So a really good P-38 pilot would learn that, and they'd actually be able to slew the aircraft, actually twist the aircraft. We talk about vectored thrust today. You could sort of vector the thrust of this aircraft and bring that big front pod to bear on the target. It was developed by the famed Kelly Johnson, same guy who went on to make Blackbird. This was where he kind of cut his teeth, and this was designed as an interceptor. High altitude, let's go after those bombers. Now, the nice thing about those big clustered guns we got up front, let's get out and look at our big clustered guns. Oh, good grief, I'm climbing high, aren't I? All right, those clustered guns, well, it gave range. What happens with a P-51? The guns are out here and out here, and they have to converge, and that convergence point is as far as you can really go effectively. That convergence point was 150 to 250 yards. A good P-38 pilot, 1,000 yards, you get a straight shot coming off of this center section. Woo. Yeah, I didn't wreck it either. All right. Now, the engines are counter-rotating, but they're counter-rotating based on handedness. Meaning, if you want to change my right engine for my left engine, all you had to do is reverse the sequence of the spark plugs, and it would reverse the engine. So it was really great out in the field when they needed to change engines. You didn't need to go get a right engine for a P-38. You just got an engine for a P-38 and changed the sparking around. There you go. Now you have a right engine. Now, one of the dangers they found out with the P-38, because it's got a high dash speed, up at war power, and those big turbo superchargers kick in, and you're running up near 400 miles an hour. I'm right now trying to find where my speedo is so I don't overspeed the aircraft, but you're running up near 400 miles an hour. Now, the zero's on my tail. What do I do? Well, if the zero's on my tail, the technique they would use, you'd roll her over, throttle her down, and dive. The zero's not catching you, because you're just gonna take off with this big heavy aircraft. The problem though is it led to compressibility. And compressibility, get this thing to stop slewing around a little bit. Here we go. Compressibility, when in a dive, the airflow would be deflected in such a way that it would miss my big tail. Well, my big tail is where my control is for pulling out of my dive. Oh no, my big tail has lost all of its airflow because I'm in compressibility. That's not how I'd get compressibility, but you get my drift, right? So to fix that, they made dive brakes, and they were, let me get her over on her side here. They were literally just like little flaps right there that they'd pop out in a dive. It would change the airflow just enough to give the tail priority and let you pull up out of your dive and get back in the dogfight. Whee! Whee! This is a cool aircraft, and it's really nicely modeled. We do have flaps on here. I'm still trying to find out where my airspeed is. Presumably I've got it somewhere. Presumably. Is my airspeed right here? What are you? Tap, tap. Nope, that's cylinder head temp. You my airspeed. Hello? Meh. Okay, so let's go through our number keys. Shift 1 is, hey look, there's everything. Where is my that must be my airspeed. Right here? Yeah, airspeed. Day-night VFR operation, coolant heat. Cool. That looks nice. 2 is the modern radio stack. 3 is our GPS. 4 is, oh, a little hand. That's just it right there. 5 is the end. All right, so we got our nice P-38. We're going to try to make that landing back there on the atoll. Why did I choose Marshall Islands? Well, the P-38 really, while she fought over both theaters, her usefulness out in the Pacific was huge. She could carry drop tanks. She was great at making gun runs because, again, I have a long-range gun because I've got everything on my center pylon here, where my pilot is. And also, we're out over the vast expanses of water. I lose an engine? Oh no, I've lost an engine. Well, that's not a big deal because I have another one. I've just tried to deploy air brakes. I don't think I actually have any. No. So we're going to make kind of a strange attempt at this landing over here. Alright, I've throttled her almost all the way back. Now we're going to try a little bit of flap. There we go. Yeah. And notice the flap is even in the area in between the booms, giving plenty of lift for our big, big bird. Alright, let's give her a little bit more speed. Where's our... Oh, it's over there. Woo. Come on, baby. Roll around. Flying inside, you notice the props, they slow down when you throttle back. I like that. There's too many mods where you know, too many aircraft like this that the props don't slow down at all, and that's just wrong. Sound of those landing gears going out. Very nice sound. There she is. On our abbreviated short final. Go. Alright. Do you think we're going to do this? I don't know if we are, really. We're at 1,000 feet. I don't know. I'm going to find out. Got plenty of runway, right? The nice thing is with the big turbo supercharge, I don't have to worry about run up. Like on jets, you have to worry about, you know, spool up time. Nah. Now with these piston engines, I slam the gas and away we go. Alright, here we go. Come on, baby. You want to settle down, don't you? Oh, we got 200 feet to go. I'm just going to miss the runway completely, aren't I? Yeah, well, whatever. There we go. Oh. Oh, listen to that sound. Instead of the barking of tires or anything, you get that sound. It sounds like an old aircraft running down. Very nice. Very nice. Here we go. There she is. Shut her down. What is it? There we go. Open up our cockpit. There. Open, we got out. Look at that. You open the cockpit, the guy gets out. That's awesome. Very nice. So that's the P-38 Lightning. This is a very nice model. The link is down in the description below. Definitely worthwhile to put this on your list. Look, we even have our little ladder in the back so we can get down off the aircraft. That's actually, they would have to climb down off the back there. So very nice aircraft. Highly recommend this one. Download it, fly it, enjoy it. It's a big, big plane, but it's just a nice, nice plane. So until next time, this has been Captain DerTebbers, flying the P-38 Lightning. Bye.